Going to do a video with a bit of a difference this time. You're going to join me at a test day at Silverstone. So today started off by waking up early, getting my stuff together, which I don't need much, grabbing my coat and hitting the road for this over 2-hour drive to the test, which all starts nice, lovely, in the forest, nice drive, and then you start to hit the traffic. Fast forward things and I get to Silverstone ready to work. Now, just something that you should know about me, and you're probably the same if you follow my stuff, really, because you're the same kind of person. But I spend those 2 hours, actually it's probably 2.25, 2.5 hours actually, pumping myself up. I listen to motivational videos all the damn way, and it sounds a bit psychotic, but I've got to make sure. I'm addicted to them, let's be honest. That's where I get a lot of my ideas from. It reminds me of stuff that I want to coach you guys. But I need to, as you can tell, I'm a bit amped. I need to get to the track at a high peak level, mindset wise. I don't want to come to the circuit and just be one of those coaches that's kind of like, yeah, I've had my coffee, I'm a bit tired, what are we doing today? No, 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 no. I need to lead. I need to make sure that my energy levels are so high that I bring the drivers that I'm with up. So if they're feeling a bit lackluster, I bring them up. And it's, to be honest, it's what I live for. I love this energy. Arriving the circuit, at the circuit, with this energy is number one. So another lesson for you guys, this is what this is all about, just showing you the typical day, is arrive with energy. Make sure that the heartbeat of your mind is high, it's warmed up, it's primed, it's ready for the day. It's not gently coaxing into the day, it's ready to dominate. And as I say, I do just motivational videos. They're just playing in the background off YouTube. And because I listen to them all the time, every day actually, just in the background as I'm brushing my teeth, because I believe mental diet is really important. What you feed the mind with is essential, just like it is with your body, what diet you've got for the body, food wise. It's the same for the mind with your thoughts. That's a mental diet. And also what you listen to. Anyway, that's how I start. And today we're doing GB3. We've got a couple of drivers in GB4 as well. And GB3, we've got a test day at Silverstone, as you know. And I just want to give you some insights to what I do. I can't really show you too much stuff because it's, when you're working with clients, you've got to be one-on-one, personal, private. But I can at least give you a glimpse and, like I have already, give you a few tips on how you can get the best out of your days as well. Let's do this. Okay, the first tip I can give you when it comes to a racetrack, and especially if you're a coach, is to make sure that your driver, or you, if you're the driver, you have someone on the corners watching you. You have somebody filming at a specific section or corner that you know that somebody else is quicker than you at, and get video editing software that you can put their lap compared to your lap side by side, and you can see it once and for all. Because data's one thing, I do it with F1. I'm at home comparing onboard videos for drivers, and it tells you a little bit more, or sometimes just different things than data shows you. So if yeah, I'm braking a bit earlier, a bit too early for turn 17, and I got to brake a bit later. Okay, I've got it. But when you actually see it, you see it in the way that's kind of side by side, and you can see that you're losing like a car length or two on the way in. It just sits a little bit better. And if somebody's from the outside, and I'll show you a little clip in a minute, somebody from the outside is filming you and then someone else, and then you side by side it really sits and it hits home, and you can see the little bits that the data doesn't tell you, like the character of the car, the body language of the car and things like that. So I would say the biggest thing on a test day is, even if it's dad, it's mom, it's someone who doesn't know what they're doing racing, as long as they film you going round a certain section and they can see all the section and they don't move, they keep the same spot, and they film the P1 person, whoever that is, as they go through, you've got intel there, which is so easy and free. I don't know why more people don't do it. I'll walk you through what it looks like, this side-by-side video. First of all, I'll line up both drivers. I'll make sure that both cars are just about to touch that 100-meter ball, so I know it's lined up. Then you can just scroll it through and you can see that these drivers are entering at a very similar speed. By the time I get to that post there, it's coming down, they're about the same. Now, this is where the difference happens. Car on the left is into the apex, touching the curb. Car on the right misses it, so doing more meters, not ideal. losing a bit of time there. But the biggest difference between the two is the next corner, Luffield, where the car on the left rotates the car a lot more so they can get to the power earlier. And they don't win, obviously, until they get to the exit. And on the exit, you can see that this post here that's coming down, the car's ahead. The car on the left is ahead now. And if I keep scrolling to that lamppost that's coming down, the white lamppost, you can see now probably 2 car lengths ahead. And obviously, that advantage will keep growing down the straight. Okay, right, back in the car for the next tip. The thing that's obvious, but not enough drivers do, is to make things simple. Really easy. When you're controlling a car at 100, 200 mile per hour, 300 kilometers an hour, you've got to make sure that you do keep things simple, because thinking at speed is difficult. Making the mind overloaded, like by thinking too many corrections before you go out every session, is not a good idea. So no matter what you race, F1 or karting, and anything in between, and obviously left, right, and that, rallying, the whole lot, you know that you've got specific things to change in your driving in order to go faster, to get a better lap time, the one that you really want to get and the one that you're capable of. But you can go out there very often, many drivers, after having to sit down, looking through data and video, and you come out with a list of things. I want to brake harder initially. I want to bleed off better. I want to make sure I carry a bit more speed into turn 13. I want to position better for turn 17 into 18. All these things, right? You have like a shopping list of things you got to do. And it's really unrealistic that you're going to go out there and you're going to do all these things. So I reckon, and what I've seen is the best thing to do, is to chunk it down. Even better. If you've got more than 5 things you've got to correct, it's like, right, which out of these 5 can be grouped together? If you've got 10 things, which things out of 10 can be grouped together? Right. In general, for example, if I was to brake later harder as a blanket rule, that's what I'm going to do in virtually every corner now. That's what I'm going to, the chip in my mind I'm going to replace is, right, this driver now brakes harder later. An overall sort of philosophy that can answer the problem at 4 of the corners that you've got to improve at. It's the same thing repeated. So go out there with a general rule that will help you in more than one corner. That could be mindset. It could be like, right, I've got to look around the corner a bit more. I've got to keep my vision up because I'm looking too close to the car. And as I'm going towards the apex, I'm still looking at the apex. And there's no point. I might as well look ahead and plan for the next part of the corner. If that's just one blanket rule that you apply everywhere, brilliant. That will help put out some of these fires, and you can see that you can brake later if you're looking further ahead. You can see the exit earlier because you're looking at it, so you put the power on better or faster or get to full throttle earlier. So I would say do that. First of all, simplify your, go through the data really like with a fine-tooth comb, fine, but don't leave that data room, or especially don't get back on track with all them things, that huge shopping list. Simplify it down. What's the biggest things, the biggest chunks of time? So you prioritize it, put it in a hierarchy order. And then, right, is there a rule that I can go out with, a general one, that will actually put most of these fires out? If so, that's all you think about. And what I've just told you now, 2 things, right? Get the video data from the outside, brilliant, or the video footage from the outside, side by side it, so you can see what you got to do. But then after that, and after the data and all this feedback you're going to get from people, your coach or your engineer or whoever's with you, on your own maybe, simplify. What's the one thing I could change in this next run that would make the biggest impact? And you run with that, and it will help, I promise. Oh, look at that. That's the brand new kart circuit that's being built at Silverstone. Wow, remember that bridge corner down into where Schumacher and Hill crashed, and now it's a kart track. But hey, things move on. We've got to keep moving on, moving up. Right, talking of that, last tip. When it comes to testing, a test event, something I see a lot of drivers struggle with, most drivers, is they give the lap time way too much importance on a test event, especially pre-season testing. I mean, come on. If you're going to do pre-season testing, you got to understand that some teams are running light, some are running heavy, some are trying things. There's no scrutineering. So to get frustrated because you're a second off or whatever, you shouldn't be doing that over the winter. We don't know where you're going to be at yet. So keep your mind on the process. Keep your mind on how's my brake shape? What's my high-speed corners like? What's my tire warming like? Should I do some racecraft practice in this to get ready for the season? Might get a bit loud now, by the way, in the background. All these things should be worked on way more than you worrying about the lap time and being off the pace. So get to work. Use test days as training. Use test days to perfect the things you're not very good at. Race starts, all this stuff. And you constantly check these things off. And if you do these 3 tips that I just mentioned, so get somebody to video from the outside, make sure you simplify all the changes, and you keep your mind on the process, not the results when it's testing. In fact, do that the whole season. You're going to stand a much better chance of getting the most out of yourself. You're going to stand the best chance of getting better results, let's be honest. So this is a bit of a different video, bit of a different episode, because I'm working. I haven't had chance to, I've not been home basically, or in the office. So I hope you can take something from this and just make sure that you approach racing in the right way. Wishing you all the best. Speak to you next week.